What is that thing?
Well, originally started with like $200 million.
What is that palm tree? It's not a palm tree.
I stole it from outside.
It's not even our palm tree.
No, it's just from the walkway.
We should start.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Boardcast.
Everyone is going to Japan right now.
Everyone's already been, I feel like.
And, well, not by the tuning this week.
No, true. There's a lot of people still going. You're right.
But
by the time this comes out, they'll all have been.
Well, we're fast-tracking this one because of time frame.
Oh, that's good to know.
Which is why we're not saying episode number because we don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah. Cool.
But we're going to do a episode on what Al and I pack in our board bag.
Loosely.
Loosely.
Well, it's most of my shit.
It's all my shit.
I just didn't, there's a few I'm missing my coffee maker.
Yeah.
I think I've lost it. Oh, and you know what? We took it when we went in summer to Japan. So
it's probably in the box that we sent back.
No, they're back.
They're back already?
Yeah.
So you probably just haven't got it out.
Either way, I recommend a coffee maker if you're going to Japan. Like a little one. You buy them at the camping shop, you put a Nescafe pod in it, and you pump it, and it makes coffee. It's better than Starbucks.
I can insert some videos here of all Al's reactions to the coffee in Japan.
Right. All right, let's start with what's in our board bags, because we get asked all the time, what do you ride? And I feel like a lot of customers think we're just straight up lying when we say things. I feel like a lot of people just don't trust salespeople in general. So tonight you'll get to actually see
what products we use, and what we would take to Japan.
Yeah, we're doing just Japan because I've got
overseas.
Yeah, generally if you're traveling or going snowboarding, what's in your board bag?
Yeah.
All right, let's start at the bottom. Or top, we're going head to toe, toe to head.
Head to toe.
Okay, so boards last, so you're going to have to stay tuned to see what boards we ride. All right, head first. I'm in.
Hang
on.
You know when you find you wear a beanie long enough that it becomes so perfect? I have these two beanies that I've probably had for 10 years. One's an analog beanie. And one's an American beanie.
Jesus.
And I can't part ways with them.
So I'm the opposite to Claire when it comes to beanies. If the beanie's not within, say, 10 days of opening, I won't wear it. I wear them till about the 10th or 12th days, and then I pass them on to other people who like worn-in beanies. I hate worn-in beanies. The beanie needs to be new.
Love worn-in beanies.
They're cheap, and I can afford to buy a new beanie for every trip, so I won't even bother. I ride these days with a helmet because I got the threat of divorce if I didn't some time ago after having children. So I bought a K2 Stash. I think this was maybe my second helmet, and I've been riding with helmets since my kids were born, and that's 22 years. So I've had this one for a long, long time. It's a K2 Stash. It's super lightweight. It's pretty dinged up. Looks like it's kind of had a few battle scars, hit a few things, but it still works.
Ribs in that
one.
I've
had some big slams in this. It's got a boa at the back. It's probably not an actual boa because they wouldn't pay that license, but it's a magnetic goggle strap holder thing, and it's super light. It's cool. That's what I ride. Goggles. You didn't bring your goggles because they're the same, right?
Well, I had Spy Marauders and my partner has stolen them off me.
Okay, well...
So I wear the same goggles as Al. Well, used to.
Spy Marauder is my goggle of choice. It is...
with the Happy Boost.
The Happy Boost lens is arguably the best lens I've ever ridden. The low light's really good. It comes with, it comes with two lenses. They're both amazing.
You've probably got your low light in there.
I think that's the full light one.
Yeah.
That's the low light. I don't even know. Yeah. That's the full real deal. Spy Marauder. So that's where we're at with them. They've got a locking system and magnets, so it's not just plain magnetic. lens. It's a magnetic lens with locks on the side, so it won't come off.
How
no
many
matter
years do you reckon you've ridden Spy now?
I can't remember. I tried Anon once and thought they were so... I shouldn't bag them out. They fogged up so bad, they did my head in.
We were in Japan.
It happened multiple times. I just didn't like Anon. They were not my thing. I tried the Dragons that had the
changing
photo, whatever they were called, lenses. They didn't work. They would go dark when the sun came out, but they never went back to being light when it got cloudy. They're terrible in Japan. You need 2 lenses for Japan. A lot of countries you could probably get away with one where the light's pretty stable, but in Japan you get that grey, dull light. So a low light lens is almost an absolute essential some days over there. So yeah, Spy Marauder, that's my goggle.
Yeah.
Claire wears the same goggle, so there's not a lot of point asking her what she wears.
I have switched between Spy and Anon before. I didn't have a problem with Anon. I liked them.
I have a problem with them. We don't sell them anymore.
But I am wearing Spies at the moment.
What's next? What else? We're going from the head down. So jackets?
Well, neck warmer and base layers, I wear LeBent.
I don't.
LeBent. Pants and top. And I also have a balaclava, which is LeBent as well. And ours lost his shit.
I just wear a tube. That was so worth it.
Can I insert the video of you in Rizutsu where you had the tube, the big fluffy one you bought on your head?
Where is that? My Russian one.
Your Russian tube as a head thing. And you're just like...
that. Yeah, that was weird. I was having a very weird day that night. That was no snow. I was having a rough day. I wear a Russian style. I don't even know what you call it.
You were so psyched on it. You're like, look how cool this is.
How do I get this on? Where's the hole?
It's around the other side.
Doesn't matter. I think tubes are better because you can do this. And then it covers your face. But you can also do that and not die. I don't understand the balaclava thing. Tubes are good. They're cheap and they're good. So come get a tube.
No, I'm a balaclava all the way.
Next.
No, I don't have to deal with what you just dealt with.
Am I going to have to put on everything to prove a point? Because I'm getting tired already. Okay, tube, what next?
You're proving some great points.
I've proved nothing. So far, I've got far out. I haven't got.
All right, jacket.
Volcom.
I'm 32.
Yeah.
I'm anorak.
Okay. Well, I don't even know what this one is. I gave my other one to your boyfriend. But this is my current jacket. I think it's Gore-Tex, but honestly, I don't even care. I don't generally care if it's Gore-Tex or not. I think Gore-Tex is great, but I wouldn't say that you need it for overseas generally because it's pretty dry. You more need Gore-Tex for Australia.
I have had this for a few years and it's so dirty now.
That's the camouflage jacket.
Al hates me wearing this because I go into the trees and disappear and I look exactly like a tree.
Let's talk about that for a sec. What colour pants were you wearing that year?
Brown.
What colour top?
White.
Okay, so when you're in the snow, what are the only colours?
Yeah, no, I did it for a Style Me challenge on my Instagram.
It was stupid.
And one of the disguise was a tree or something like that. And I did it at the snow and I laid on the ground and put my legs in the air.
Yeah, and you couldn't see it. And you go 10 metres into the trees and gone.
Yeah, you just got to follow my voice.
Safety first. It was so dumb. It was killing me. Right, mid-layer?
Oh, sorry, knee. Knee issues.
It's like 200-year-old people. Mid-layer or hoodie style thing?
Mid-layer, I wear a men's Volcom fleece quarter zip with zip pockets. It's a proper riding fleece.
Is it a DWR?
I don't know.
Don't know. I've just got this old, man, this must be years and years old too. It's an old Rome. We don't even sell Rome anymore. Old Rome DWR hoodie. That would be my cold day mid-layer.
Do you know what you don't have in there? Your DC hoodie and t-shirt thing.
I don't ride in that very often. I ride in bits of it.
Yeah.
I've got lots of mid-layer. The truth is we own a snowboard shop.
Yeah.
And we get given a lot of crap. So we end up riding multiple mid-layers.
But what's your go-to?
That one. I like this thing. It's DWR, I think. So it's really heavy. It's multi-layered thing. It's good for Japan. It's good for anywhere really cold. I would never wear it here. If I'm wearing it here, I'd be only wearing that. I wouldn't have a jacket on.
And you don't do that?
No, I don't ride in Australia that much, sadly. Don't like lift lines. I'm not a huge fan of lift lines.
Shall we
Veil group. Shall we get on to Veil
Shall we have
group
another
again?
rant? I'm switched to bibs recently. And
what happened to our gloves?
oh, you're very logical right now.
Are we going head to toe?
Yeah. Well,
Jacket?
my bibs come above my hands if you want to get technical.
Okay. Whatever. I don't wear a bib.
I do. I wear the Volcom Elm bib. It's Gore-Tex, and women get a bib with a butt zip. So you don't have to take everything off to go to the bathroom.
So if they put that on the men's one, I'd be more likely to consider it. I still don't think I'd wear a bib, but if it had a butt flap, I'd be more likely to consider it, because at least then it's not like this whole process.
Yeah.
To go to the toilet.
I've changed our buying now with women's, where I'm like focusing on getting bibs where you can still go to the bathroom and not have to take off every single layer.
Yeah, I
that's
get why
tucked in and like all neatly thing. It's like thermal top, thermal pants, things, mid layer. It's an ordeal.
I get why it's more important for women, but
why? You guys still
you
need to go to the
sitting
toilet.
down, so we can pee standing up.
Question: do your zips on your pants, on bibs and your pants work?
Yes.
Okay.
Man, no one would buy one if they didn't have a...
Well, I don't know. I don't think about these things.
No, I guess not. Well, either way, I think they should put butt flaps on all bibs.
Yeah.
Makes more sense, but whatever. I don't wear a bib anyway. My pants are actually just Volcom. I think they're 15K. They're not super like high-end things. They're just comfy, and they zip to my jacket, so I've got essentially a better situation than a bib anyway, because I'm more or less wearing a one-piece suit that doesn't look like a one-piece suit. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't get snow in anywhere. I have no issues with that. Next, gloves.
Now you can go to gloves.
Fuck yeah.
You know what mine are.
What are they?
Salmon arms.
Salmon arms. Fuck, so I've got salmon arms too. These things, we got these, when was this? 2020, I don't know. Last year. Last February or March or something.
Because we went in...
When
did we last go to Japan?
Last year. What year are we?
I wore these in Japan in 2023.
Yeah. So these are... I almost had... Do you remember? I don't know if you remember. We were staying in that bloody shipping container or something that you booked us into. And I thought I'd lost these. And I actually almost borderline had a meltdown. I was so bummed. It was my first meltdown I've ever really had over losing. Well, first, let me finish. My first meltdown over losing something snowboard related. Because we were given these, obviously. And so I don't normally get too emotionally attached to things that didn't cost money or I didn't have to work for, so to speak. So I lost my shit when I thought I'd lost it. I thought I'd left them somewhere on the car or something. I was really bummed. For 24 hours, I lost my mind. They were actually somewhere very obvious, but we won't get into that.
I feel like that's a very common story. You do get attached to your snowboarding.
I actually get very attached to my shit, and I'm lying through my teeth. I
feel like that story could be related to your boots.
I would be fucking bummed. Excuse my language. Be bummed. I don't know why I said that. I'd be bummed if I lost my boots. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think everyone who snowboards would be bummed if they lost their boots.
No, but you get really particular about your whole fit of your entire outfit.
Yeah, because if everything works, snowboarding's way more fun. If you're compromising on your snowboarding stuff and then spending $10,000 on an overseas trip, you're out of your mind. Get stuff that you like. It doesn't have to be the most expensive, doesn't have to be the highest waterproofing, whatever. Make sure you like it and it fits well, and you're going to have a much better time. So yeah, I got these salmon arms gloves. I love them. They're mitts. They're actually gloved inside though. You've got individual fingers in there. They're really high calf, so they go over your jacket. I just love them.
Mine are free fingers.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So they have different builds, but they look
like a giant oven mitt, and I love them.
Yeah, I love them too. They've got leather palm. Mine have leather palms.
And I attached this because I cannot live without gloves that have this on it.
Yeah, right. I never even thought about it. I must have.
Because I'm on a T-bar or a chairlift and I just rip my gloves off. Yeah, so right. I can't not have them attached to me.
Do you have a backup pair? I have a backup pair of Volcom gloves because I often misplace my shit.
Yeah, I have like 3 pairs of backup Volcom gloves.
Yeah, these are pretty good. I think these are Gore-Tex gloves. Yeah, I don't know where these came from.
I don't think I actually have any gloves. I think mine are all mitts.
They're only backup for the days when I've misplaced my salmon arms, which apparently are fairly common. Fuck. Next. What's next?
Are we on to boots?
Have we done pants? Yeah, we've done pants. All right.
What pants are you riding? Just Volcom?
Volcom 15K black pants. Zip Tech. Good. Does the job. That's all I need.
That's right.
To be honest, I'd switch my entire outfit if Stocker gave me a full Quicksilver thing. I'd wear that. I'm not brand loyal, particularly with outfits or anything. I just like what I like. So if it fits good and it looks good and does the job, I'm keen. I don't even care how it looks, to be honest, clearly, because my jacket's bright green. So whatever works. I didn't like that matching outfit I got off Volcom. I gave it to Neil.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's now looking exactly like what I looked like 2 years ago.
He bought his own pants.
No, he didn't. Where are my other pants?
He got the black ones.
Yeah,
he didn't get the
stole
matching
my
ones.
pants.
He's got black and a green jacket or something. It's not matching.
No, I hate to tell you. I can tell you what he's got because I gave it to him.
He took your black Gore-Tex pants.
And my brown and something coloured
How is that
jacket.
matching? How does black and brown match? Please explain that to me.
They were whatever.
They were a set in your head.
Yeah. What do you wear under your pants? Are you wearing Lebent thermals?
Yeah.
Here's a tip for old people. I'm old. I wear skins instead of thermals on my pants. It's a tip I got from Scotty Boardman years ago, and they are compression skins and they give you extra leg life, especially if you're 50-something years old and you want to get sort of 6 and 8 hour days in. It's better than a thermal for sure. You just wear skins. They work as a thermal anyway, and they do give you some compression on your legs.
What does that do, though?
It just helps with muscle aching and stiffness, I think. It just overall feels better. It's compressing. I don't know. I don't talk to the skin scientist people.
Okay.
They must be for a reason. Athletes wear them. I'm an athlete.
Sorry.
But yeah, skins. I wear skins and snowboard socks.
Lebent. I have so many socks.
You just got Lebent head to toe.
Yeah, because it's good shit.
Okay, cool. Well, I have Jones socks. Shout out to Dan Cabby. I think he gave them to me years ago. Yeah, I've got Jones.
You've also got Lebent socks.
Oh, probably do. Well, today, Jesus, I'm sore. Today in my board bag, I have Jones socks. So I don't know where my Lebent socks are if I have them. They might want to send me some more if they want me to support them. I'm going to go with Jones today for Tim and Dan.
Yeah, I do have other socks. I think I've got some Rojo socks and some Roxy socks. Everyone just gives you socks.
Okay, so we're doing shoes that we don't go snowboarding in, or are we doing shoes as in snowboard boots? Both. Let's do non-snowboarding shoes. The the shoes you wear to the mountain, from the mountain, around town, whatever. When you drive, I drive, so I'm always having to have a pair of shoes. I can't rock up in slippers.
I have an old pair of Vans slip-ons that I wear for my
they
car
live in the car.
shoes.
They stink.
But to dinner, because for so many years I just wore normal Vans. And
All right, let's have this argument. Let's go.
What argument?
Well, I'm going to show you a shoe that I think is
I'm
better.
going from a normal Vans shoe to Vans MTEs, and you remember me walking to dinner in normal Vans. I was like, every 2 steps I'd be slipping and falling on my ass.
Yeah, it was a miracle that you made it.
But I found it funny, so I just kept doing it.
It was so stupid.
But now now I wear Vans MTEs.
And I don't.
Very grippy sole.
They're also about 5 kilos, so you're adding a ton of weight to your board bag. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay, just
but
checking.
We've got a lot of weight in our board bag anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, these things are so ugly, it's not even funny. And I'm traveling. I do not care how I look. It's not a fashion trip. It's a practicality trip. So years ago, is that true? Years ago, Andy from Soul Tech Australia gave me a pair of Etnies. Are these Etnies? Yeah, they are. Etnies, Jeremy Jones. I don't have glasses on, so I can't read what it says. Something Cypress, I think. Yeah, Cypress shoes that have, instead of that crazy thick grip, they don't weigh anything for starters. They're like, maybe 2 of them would weigh less than 1 of those MTEs. But they have, this is why I got to keep talking because I actually really rate these things. They have, we can't even get them.
This isn't an argument. It's just another
No,
rant.
it's just a rant. These have, I don't know how many of you have been to Japan, but the cars all have snow tires, right? When you look at a snow tire on a car, it just looks like a normal tire, but little tiny lines all over it. So all the treads are cut into tiny little pieces. And these have a Michelin sole, snow tire sole on a shoe, and you can't fall over wearing them. You can't hold me to that either, but it's really, really difficult to even slide in them. They grip on ice. They're insanely good, and nobody buys them, and I don't understand why.
Well,
they're good enough for Jeremy.
Soon we will be selling something similar. The Salomon.
Salomon have a new one. I think we're still ordering these too. We just don't get many.
I don't know. That's a you thing.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I ordered some.
I definitely know we're getting a lot of the Salomon shoes in that look like that and are designed for the snow.
Anyway, they are making much lighter weight stuff than...
Oh, yeah. The Vans are chunky and
Vans.
heavy.
They're heavy. The Vans arguably look the best.
Yeah, they look like a shoe.
They look like an old school with a chunky sole.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not into them.
You don't have to
I struggle with weight in my board bag. I've got to keep my weight down.
I was going to say, because I have to put all my stuff in your board bag.
That's right. And Claire
so
comes back with...
You've got to travel light.
When we go overseas, Claire decides to collect a new item each time. Last time, I believe it was coffee cups.
Yeah. No,
which were not coffee cups, but...
collection of ceramic, beautiful Japan mugs.
Thanks to me carrying them all back in my fucking board bag. Next. Boots. This is probably the most... it's up there.
Here we go. Another hour rant.
Not ranting. You get your boot.
Well, you love this boot, so go.
I'm not going to rant about it. This boot works for me. If you've ever bought a snowboard boot at Borders, you would know that I would not tell you what boot is good for you. I'll just tell you that everyone's foot's different and you should buy what's comfortable on your foot. What's comfortable on my foot is a Salomon launch boa. I have had this boot for at least 5 or 6 years now. And if they stop making it, I'm going to retire. You heard it here first.
This is
on the podcast. If they stop making this boot, I'm done. I will be in real trouble. I don't think I could ride a different boot anymore. I love it so much. That's it. That's my whole rant over. Salomon launch bar.
Okay.
I think they're gone up to they're getting expensive, like $550 maybe. Still only a mid-range boot, though.
So, once again, my boot.
Let's talk about your boot.
Al has complained about my choice in boots for the last
20 fucking years. How long have I known you?
I've known you for 20 years.
13 years?
Yeah.
14? Okay, so I've been complaining for 13 years.
No, my last two boots were laces, and I wore them for 3 seasons each. 2 seasons?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Why was I complaining?
Because they're laces.
No, that's not why I was complaining. It wasn't. I don't care if you're wearing lace-up boots. I was complaining because I was always waiting for you to do the lace-up boots up. Because you're at best slow to get organised anyway.
In my head, I was just thinking, I wonder if it's actually the laces that is the time, or is it just me that's
It's probably a
running
bit
late?
of both. But why add laces to make it harder?
Because they were really comfortable, good boots, and I loved the way they fit and rode.
Okay,
So
let's not talk about your old boots. Talk
But
about your
now-
new ones.
We don't even sell this boot, so it's really probably bad for me to be like, this is the boot
Well,
I ride, because we don't
We
sell
sell
it.
something from the brand.
We sell Vans boots in women's, and this is, I think, a model or two above what we stock. And
It's $1,000 boot.
yeah. But I love it.
You say you should. It's $1,000
And
snowboard boot.
yeah, it's super comfy, fits me perfectly. I did pull the Vans inner sole out because they put their skateboarding pop cush or whatever liner in, and I pulled it out, and I ride with the Joey footbeds.
Yeah, I actually didn't mention that, but I have a footbed in my boot as well. I don't think that boots generally, even so, you put a footbed in $1,000 snowboard boot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that tells you something.
Well, because the footbed's just in Vans, for me, I have high arches
Yeah,
that
so you need it.
collapse. So I need a footbed, and it makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, this boot is amazing. Much stiffer than what I've ever ridden before. So it took me a little while to adjust to riding a stiffer boot. But I love it.
Took me
now.
very little time to adjust to you riding that because you could do it up and we were actually getting to ride. That was my main concern about your boot, that you could do them up fairly fast.
I remember you sending photos to like to the two reps who gave me the laces
Lace up.
boots, being like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, dude, I
Every
hated it.
time
It's like,
I'm
oh,
waiting
yeah.
for her.
Keep giving her lace-up boots, you jackasses.
Because I remember there were so many photos at lunch where I'd go, I was just like, I'm just going to do my laces. And I was like, can you not?
Yeah, because it was another 20 minutes. It's just not worth it.
It was not
The
20
boa
minutes.
system has got so good, in my opinion. I've been riding it for probably 20 years. Genuinely 20 years. And it doesn't break anymore. And if it does, it's super unlucky. And it's not something that's a major deal. It's just easy enough to fix them.
Huge point. I wonder if I can do it.
H4 coiler.
Do you like them?
From what perspective? I don't have them. I don't think mine are H4s.
I can't even get it.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself getting it out. No, mine are just coilers.
It popped out
H3s.
before. I should have left it out.
Yeah. The new coilers bang out so that you can just deal with them. Don't do it. Anyway, they are pretty much bulletproof.
They're super easy. The way to fix it is you pull the wire all the way out, and then it just clicks in and anti-clockwise, and then it's back in. And then
So if you do bang it on something now, they don't break anymore. They just pop out.
pop out. Like that whole thing will pop out, and then you just pull the laces to the very end and then just click it in and then do it back up, and it's solved.
All right. Good job. So footbeds are good.
Yeah.
And there's a little lesson in $1,000 boot too, that this stuff, if you're going to go on these trips and you want good stuff, these things last 10 years.
Yeah, to be honest, I was getting like 2 to 3 seasons out of my previous boots because I was putting myself in like a soft boot and not getting anything that was
Decent.
yeah, I was going for comfort and something that's super soft and spongy, and it would just not give me the support or the response that I needed from a boot. So I'm happy that I switched.
So spend some money. That's what we're telling you. That sounds very capitalistic, but
yeah, but
we're not saying it from the perspective of spending money. We're saying good stuff costs money.
You can definitely tell the difference between like a single boa entry level boot or something that's just like a boot that's designed for like soft, park riding compared to something that is high end, double boa, better liner. You can tell the difference. It's going to last longer too.
I put my foot in that new Salomon Dialogue boa. I think it's $650. It's staggeringly good boot. And it's still not in their high end, but it's a beautiful boot. So if you spend a bit, you'll get a bit. And they do last 10 years. It's like $65 a year. It's not insane. Like, what's a lift ticket cost these days? So, it's pretty reasonable still. Yeah.
But the liners in the higher end boots will mold to your foot and get better over time. Like, this one is made of North Face Flash Drive, heat moldable.
Baby children's tears.
I don't know.
Who knows?
But apparently the line is meant to get better and better and better.
Right, miscellaneous junk in my board bag before we get on to bindings and boards. These two miscellaneous things. I actually always carry a full-size screwdriver, and that I'll explain why later when you see how many boards I take. I only carry one set of bindings, so I always have a full-size screwdriver. This thing, my children bought this for me, Christmas maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. It's called a snap charger, and we should be getting paid by them because I'm about to give them an ad. This thing's insanely good, and I know you've used it a lot when we're over there. It can charge two things and a phone sitting on it at the same time.
The last time we went to Japan, start of 2023, I didn't have that yet. And you did, and you just took that, and I was the one that was taking a power board and like every different cord and plug, and I had like a full cord set up, and I was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
I was charging my laptop, my phone, and my AirPods off this at the same time.
Now I've bought one of them and I use it on the daily. I don't just use it for traveling.
You don't need all the crap that you used to travel with. I bought one for Paris, one of our employees, for her birthday last year. I got it on sale on some promo thing.
Black Friday sale?
Don't tell Paris I got it on sale. I hope she doesn't listen to this. I paid full price for it at Paris. It was super expensive. Anyway, I got a deal on it. So you can pick them up on sale. They're really good. Get one. Third thing, this little stupid thing. It's like a Leatherman or a Victorinox tool. It just has everything you need to repair your stuff. It's like, a multi-tool. So carry one of them because you don't know what's going to break, and you are going to have a hard time in some countries with language barriers and whatever. So it's better to try and fix stuff yourself.
Iron? Do you?
Yeah, I do. I carry that little travel iron to just do and here's another thing that a lot of people get confused with. If you're traveling, your boards you should tune them before you go, get them waxed before you go. And then if you travel with a little iron and a tiny block of wax, just top up the edge, like an inch, 2 centimeters in from the edge is the area that the boards dry out. So if you just hit that area once every 3 or 4 days, just run a tiniest bit of wax down there. You don't really even need to scrape it. Just don't put it on heavy and go ride. Your board will run a lot better if you just put a tiny bit of wax on them. You don't have to do a full-blown wax job. Some people get crazy with it, but trust me, you only need to do about 2 centimeters in from the edge and you're good to go.
That's a good tip.
Good tip. Not everyone would even know what the hell they're doing with an iron and wax, but it's super simple. Go on YouTube or come in and I'll talk to you about it. Willingly. Next, boards and bindings. Bindings first. Let's go. You go first. Oh, this is going to be pretty dull because they're both the same again.
Our bindings are the same.
Not the same model. You should get some new ones.
I know because I've changed boots and
they don't fit properly anymore.
No, because of the Salomon sizing.
Yeah.
Binding sizing is very particular.
Crucial. If you're in the weird in-between sizes, get it right because you'll regret it. Yours are tapped. Okay, so Salomon, I think mine are Highlanders.
I need some new ones. I've had these for years now.
Yeah, but they're still good, aren't they? This is
Very
kind of
good.
the point. We don't replace our stuff until we need to. We're not out there throwing away tons of stuff into the recycling. It's stupid. So ride your stuff until you need to replace it. I think mine are called Highlanders. They're pretty light. They're ultra light. They are, without a question of doubt, the best binding I've ever ridden. And I've ridden a ton of bindings. I would have said the same thing about almost every time I've updated my bindings. I felt like they've got better and better over the years. But I feel like we've kind of reached the pinnacle because I haven't changed these for a few years now.
Sorry, did you say you're in the Highlander?
I think so, yeah.
With a hologram?
I think it's the Highlander.
Be on the side.
Highlander.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
On a stiffness rating, what do you reckon to that?
Soft. Well, it's medium, but it's still soft.
Out of like the hologram's softer.
Yeah. But I ride a fairly soft boot. I'm only in a fairly soft boot, so I like my binding to have a little bit of rigidity through the high back. It's got a ton of rigidity where you need it, but it's still very forgiving. Like, it's incredibly forgiving. The big thing about the Salomon bindings is the shadow fit. It is so good. I used to carry two sets of bindings when I'd travel because I always thought I needed softer bindings for my powder board and stiffer bindings for my general riding board. And I don't do that anymore. That's why I have a full-size screwdriver, because I just ride this one binding and I switch it from board to board. I think they cover everything from basically mucking around to proper carving. They're a really, really good binding. Any thoughts on that?
I love them.
Yeah. The whole staff ride them. We've become it's very strange. We're all riding Salomon Shadow Fit bindings.
Because they're so good.
Yeah, it's hard to argue.
I do have another pair of bindings that is on my park board, which are bent metals.
Yeah, I've got a set of bent metals somewhere too. I use them for a little while. I still think they're a great binding. I think bent metal makes some really good stuff. But this thing for versatility is second to none.
Yeah. I
just can't go past it. It's super light. I like to travel light. I try to, because I've got to put all your coffee mugs in my bag. But yeah, the lighter the better. And this thing's sick, so get some. I hate doing that. I sound like a carpet salesman. Tell them the price, son.
Well, they might not be able to get some because it would probably be sold out.
Yeah, they do sell out, so really get some. Anyway, they're great. Salomon bindings. Boards now.
Yeah.
What do you got there?
My all mountain board is currently the GNU Ladies' Choice. You might not be able to see this.
Oh, mother.
How are we meant to do this?
This is going to be really hard.
Yeah. I'm going to hold it this way.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Put a hole in the wall.
GNU Ladies' Choice. I love it.
Yeah. They're
another board that we don't sell because
it's super expensive.
And not a lot of...
It's, again, another little lesson though. Like, I wish people would spend a bit more money. I mean, I guess there's people out there spending that kind of money. Yeah. They're just few and far between. And you get so much more from snowboarding if you invest in it. Board, like, everyone just wants the $500 or the $700 board or whatever. What they're failing to recognize is that for an extra $300, it'll change the way you ride. It'll change your snowboarding experience. I guess if I was out there paying full price, I'd be very picky with the boards I bought. But if you buy some of this stuff, you got to trust someone. So come and trust us. We ride a lot and we've ridden a lot of boards. So we won't steer you wrong. Like, we don't buy boards and throw them out. These are my favorite. I've pulled out my 3 all-time favorite snowboards.
Yeah, this is my all-mountain board. I do have another park board, which is a ride Saturday, which I love. I've ridden heaps of different all-mountain women's boards. And this is just the current one that I'm riding, and I love it.
You rode really well on that. You looked really comfortable.
But I've also ridden like the Jones women's boards, and they're incredible. They're again that like higher price point, but
Dreamweaver.
the way that they ride, the Dreamweaver. Like you were there with me that the first day I rode that Jones board, and I remember being like hesitant to take it out, and I was like, oh, I feel like it's going to be stiff, and I'm not going to like it. And then we did like the first 2 runs, and we were only at Perisher. It was like quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
And like the moment I got down the bottom of the hill, I texted Dan at the time, who was the rep, and I was like, dude, this board is incredible. And I was like, I don't know why I had in my head that Jones boards were stiff.
Yeah.
Because for women, I was like, oh, I think it's just a stiff board. And that was just naivety because I hadn't ridden one yet.
Yeah.
This was back, I don't know how many years ago. But now that I've done all the demo days and I take boards out riding, and I know how a board rides properly, and it makes such a difference when
just buy
they've got
good.
all that tech in them.
Yeah, the the price tag doesn't go up for no reason. But it's like you buy a Hyundai. This is what I do.
Another analogy.
You buy a Hyundai, you get a Hyundai. It works. It'll do the job. You buy a Ferrari and tell me that the Hyundai is still good. Like you're just instantly like, okay, I'm never driving a fucking Hyundai again. I've got a Ferrari. So you tend to just, get rid of the Hyundai. Come and trade it in. We'll send it off to Dubai or wherever it goes to get recycled and turn it into a Salomon base or something, whatever they do to them. But which is a thing that we should advertise is we trade in snowboards and we do recycle them. We've got a program. If they're not worth reselling, we just send them. I think they go to Dubai to get like pulled apart and reused. I think the bases get 50%. There's a lot of snowboards out there using 50% recycled base materials, which are old snowboards. The timber definitely gets recycled. I don't know if they recycle the top sheets. I'd imagine they're just rubbish, but at least something's getting recycled because snowboards are pretty chemically built. There's a lot of resin. So don't throw your snowboards in the bin. No, bring them in. We'll get rid of them. Donate them to us if they're past if they life. I had a girl dropped in a Burton feather today and she just said, just want this? Oh, sure. And she's like, what will you do with it? I'm like, we'll recycle it. We won't sell it. It had the very original slider things, which sucked. So I was like, we'll just send it off to get recycled. She was like, oh, stoked as long as it gets used. So, yeah. Anyway, if you've got old boards and you want to get them sent to a better home or a recycled home, drop them off. All right, my first board. This is a very old board. I think it's 10 years old, maybe. Much sought after Salomon Derby. I own 2 of these, 147 and a 151. And I know a 147 seems stupidly short, but it's not. I weigh about 77, 78 kilos. You can ride little boards. I wouldn't take it to Japan. I wouldn't even take this 5.1 to be honest. But these boards are so much fun. You can't get them anymore. If you come across the Salomon Derby, buy it. You'll love it. This is another product that you get very attached to. Yeah, I think this board's sick. No, just your boards in general. Yeah, if someone borrows this and damages it, I'll kill them. Twitch. I've had a few of my boards damaged over the years, but anyway, this one's a ripping board. I love it. What's next? Well, I don't think we need to go into board depth. No, because this isn't a tech talk. Just buy a Salomon Derby. If you ever see one secondhand, get it or bring it to me and give it to me. Do you know, actually, GNU was my second board. I know. It's hanging on the wall in the shop. I know. I love GNU boards. Yeah. GNU and LibTech are the same company, Mervyn. Yeah, and they're amazing. Beautiful boards. Next. This is where Al and I become twins. Twinning. What do you say about this? These are about 4 or 5 years old now. 3 or 4? 5. I'm gonna try. I bought you that board. This was my birthday present from you. And it is one of the best birthday presents I've ever gotten. Thank you. Yeah, no worries. That was when we started our, fuck it, let's buy each other good birthday presents. We saw 2 bears, 1 cave. Bert and Tom started doing their birthday thing where they tried to one-up each other. And I said to Al, let's do that. Like, because we were like, when you get a birthday present and it's like
shit. And you're just like, oh, thanks. And we didn't want to do that with each other. So we put in a budget. No, we didn't. We had to put in a budget later because it was getting ridiculous.
The first one was like, here's something expensive, and then you had to one up them.
Yeah.
And it was getting a bit.
You got me this, and then I got you flights to Vanuatu.
Yeah.
And then after that, you got me a surfboard.
Yeah, custom fucking handmade thing.
And then...
Yeah, we started to slow down at that.
I got you the rally car driving.
Yeah, that's right, the rally car experience, which your boyfriend ended up using half of that.
Yeah,
because you had a broken leg or something.
Yeah, and I had to work in the shop.
Yeah, but that was we kind of slowed down because it was out of control.
Are we still doing it this year?
No, dude. Didn't we have a year off last year? I think we stopped last year because that rally car experience got pushed out because of COVID.
Yeah, but.
That was fun.
We still bought each other good presents this year.
Yeah, but not like I'm
ridiculous.
not trying to dude, we'd be buying jet skis and boats soon if we don't stop.
I think we put when we had a budget in place, it was good.
Yeah, but it gets hard.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what do I get you? You've got everything.
I don't know what people would. I wouldn't expect to be bought anything.
At one point, I was looking at those things that float on the top of the water that have the fin underneath.
A foil.
Your foil. At one point, you were like, Claire, look how fucking sick this is.
Yeah, but I still would do it.
You can surf on a lake. This is fucking cool. And then I started Googling this and being like, can I buy this for Al's birthday? And it was like $5,000. And I was like, no.
Have you seen the ones with the motor?
You had handheld things.
The fucking
the
hydrofoil.
Yeah.
And you're holding man. It's pretty cool, but they're 10 grand.
I remember you coming to work being like, Claire, it's exactly like snowboarding. I can go snowboarding all year round.
It looks like them.
You're carving when you do on the waves, yeah.
But I'd still, $10,000 they are.
Yeah, I wasn't going to spend that on you, sorry.
Insane, dude. I don't have 10 grand. I'm not spending that. That's crazy. Anyway, Jones Mind Expander. These are old. You can't even get this one anymore. It's a rocker board. The new Mind Expanders are camber from the front foot back, basically, and they're rocker at the nose. But yeah, I love this board. I don't know why they switched to camber. I still think it was somewhat of a mistake.
Something right now.
What?
It's really weird.
What are you freaking out about?
This is a 146.
Yeah.
You bought me a 142.
What are you talking about?
Anyway, that's a conversation for another
time. That's
your
board. Who would have swapped it out?
Maybe I'm just losing my mind.
Someone's lost the fucking plot.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mind Expander, Jones Mind Expander. Very good board. The current model is still good. I still think they should have stuck with rocker, but they didn't.
These two are full rocker. The current Mind Expander is camber.
Yeah, camber underfoot.
These they held their edge well.
Yeah,
they rode like a rocker board with magnet traction, though.
Well, they do have a slight wave in the edge.
Yeah.
It's not technically magnet traction because that's Libtech's thing, but same deal. It's got a slight wave in the edge. They worked really well on hardback. I remember doing some like high speed riding at Furano on these where we were pinning down to that big gondola there.
Yeah, I remember.
On perfect like corduroy groomers one day. And I was like, wow, we're going fast enough that my clothes were making that noise.
That one that had the big, like it was like steep drops and then it like went out.
You could just
steep drops and it was
to
just
the
this
top
wide open trail and it was just you and I and we were like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, let's go. And you hit the rollers and you're 25 feet through the air without ever getting more than 6 inches off the ground. It was so fun. Yeah. These things went fast. I thought they were good at high speed. So again, I'm not sure why they went to camber, but they have and people love them.
Yeah.
I'm going to just rant about one more board before we go.
Taken this board to Japan for how many years now? Like 5?
Well, you had it with you this last trip. We both rode those boards on powder days. I've taken this board
to Japan for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah. We rode a couple of days at Cortina with Cam from Melbourne Snowboards on these. I think I was on mine.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. I go to it when I'm not sure what board to ride. If I because I normally will.
Well,
disclosure, we borrow our Karuas. We don't own them.
That board's about to throw a spanner in the works because that's also your go-to board.
I've got so many snowboards. We always take Karuas with us when we go to Japan. Like, we borrow them from Harvest Link. So we always have a Karua. I took a Dart Plus last time, and it was incredible. Dart
152.
Yeah.
Which is massive for me. I would never ride a board that big. Like, this is a 146, and that's around the size that I ride in all women's boards. Like a 4.2 to a 4.8 is the biggest women's board. In a women's board, if I go above a 4.8, it starts to feel like Titanic for me, and I can't turn it. And a Dart in a 152, I did not notice the length at all.
They ride short. Karuas turn.
Yeah, because there's no tail.
That's their whole thing, built for turning, right?
Yep.
So they ride super short. So I was riding a 156 Pro or whatever they call it, Plus, and I thought it was fine. I could have ridden a bigger one, I think. 160 probably. Anyway, this one is my last board that I'll talk about. LibTech Orca. It's a bit of a weird one because it's kind of replaced the Mind Expander for me. It does everything. I don't, like, if you're not sure what the conditions are going to be, which is, if you're in certain countries, you can look out the window and kind of tell what the conditions are going to be. But if you have to drive up to a mountain or you're not even sure, this thing covers so much of the spectrum of good to bad in snowboarding that you can buy one and be pretty confident that it's going to cover everything.
Can I ask you a reverse question about that board?
Sure.
Is there a condition that you wouldn't take that board out in?
Deep snow. Like waist deep or more, I think it'd probably struggle a little bit.
Is that because of the size you bought?
No, because it's still relative. It hasn't got that big.
So you would opt for the Karua?
Yeah, but that's only, I mean, Jesus, excuse my blasphemy.
What is with you tonight? You're very conservative. Myself a lot.
I know, fuck. I got to stop being apologetic about swearing.
How are we meant to get subscribers so you can get cancelled if you're going to start being all conservative?
Yeah, Allah. I'll say Allah instead of Jesus. Anyway, what the fuck was your question?
Is there a condition you would have?
Now I'm getting really rude. We have the luxury of switching to a Karua. Like, we totally get that not everyone who's listening to this or watching this has the ability just to take 3 or 4 boards away with them. So if you only want one board, I think LibTech Orca for men who are not particularly interested in riding switch anymore is the best board on the market. I'll go as far as to say I don't think there's a better snowboard out there for someone who just wants a board that does everything. And when I say is not particularly interested in riding switch, if you're still using switch more like reverse in your car where you back out of places and then turn around, it's fine. It does that great. And it actually carves it wasn't great. It's not perfect switch, but it's good.
Oh, you're talking switch.
Yeah. No, it's not perfect switch, but it's good. It feels different going the wrong way, but like most directional boards will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I could only take one board to Japan or a country where you're getting deep snow through to hardpack groomer, I would take this.
Yeah.
That's my choice of boards. And this is a 153 and I'm just under 80 kilos. I could easily, with my foot size, drop down to the 150, but then I would definitely need a second board for deep days. So if you wanted a one board quiver, go up a little tiny bit. Like with Lib, you can go up 2 or 3 centimeters at a time in the Orca. And yeah, then it covers your deep days too. I've never really ridden this board set all the way back either. If you look at where my bindings have been, it's quite balanced. I ride it fairly balanced.
Yeah, I haven't gone back either.
So yeah, that's my final board.
Yeah. As much as you said before that we do have the luxury of switching boards and riding a huge range of different boards. Yes, that is because of the position we're in, but it also gives us the knowledge to know you actually want to ride.
Well, it gives us knowledge to sell the right stuff to people too.
Yeah, but it's changing. Like, people are starting to wrap their heads around the fact that, you know, snowboarding is kind of similar to surfing, where you end up with a quiver. Like, you're not going to have the same board to ride 1 foot waves as you would to ride, you know.
Pipeline.
Exactly. So there's, yeah, it definitely, like, I have a park board that I ride only when I'm riding in Perisher and I'm riding park. And then I have an all mountain board, and then I have a powder board.
Yeah, and we sell all of that. I mean, at the end of the day, most people would probably, for Australia, prefer that park end of the world, like playful boards. The mountains aren't big enough to carve properly. You know, you can.
Yeah.
If you're that guy who wants to get out and ride Super Trail first thing in the morning, hammer down the hill, buy a carving board for sure. But by mid-morning, it's softening up. You want something a bit more playful. It's smart to have more than one board, for sure. I think quivers make perfect sense if you're a good rider.
But if you are concerned about, like, the money, you can easily get away with 2 boards. You can
100%.
have an all-mountain / park board. If you don't want to do park, just have an all-mountain. And then have a powder board.
Yeah.
But I think it is so crucial to have a powder board if you're traveling.
If you're going overseas, the whole idea of going there generally is to get snow. You're not going there to ride hardpack. You're unlucky if you do, and it happens a lot, but take a powder board with you for sure. You won't know yourself. The difference is that the board will balance up. You don't have to lean back and burn your back leg out.
I remember my first trip to Japan with you and your family, and I didn't take a powder board. I only took a twin, and I remember struggling. And there's a photo of me, like, stuck with, it was like an Arbor Cadence that I took over, and I just kept getting stuck. I know it was also my first time riding powder, but then when you bought me this and I rode this for the first time, it changed the game for me.
Yeah, it's
and
weird.
My riding.
Well, I've been going to Japan so long that the whole directional thing wasn't big. So we were riding 165s, 172, like massive boards to compensate for the lack of directional boards on the market. And then all of a sudden, directionals become a thing, and it's changed everything. It's made snowboarding so much more fun. I don't own a board that's not directional. Everything I've shown you is directional. That little Salomon Derby is very directional.
I still have twins.
Yeah, I don't ride park anymore. I'm 52.
I'm trying to.
Those days are over.
Holding on to my youth, but trying to.
Mate, how old are you now? 31.
Yeah.
Isn't 30 like women's strength peak?
You told me this, and I'm hanging on to that. I'm going
sure
to get
not
fucking
me. I think
strong
it's
this year.
science.
Yeah, good.
I don't think I made it up. I think women are at their physical peak at 30.
So I'm about to enter my prime.
Yeah. I think men reach their physical peak at like 20. So I'm so far past it. It's not even funny.
So your body's 52 and your brain's still 20?
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Not even. I don't even know if I've hit 20 yet. 18.
You're still 18.
Yeah. I mean, I always say I'm 18 with lots of responsibilities.
Okay, just for a timestamp, how many injuries do you currently have?
3. Why are we doing that? 3.
Yeah.
I have 3. How many have you got?
I don't have injuries right now. I've got a healed.
How many are you recovering from?
I'm recovering from 2.
I've managed. I don't even understand. If you count my wrists, I've got 5. Dude, it's age. I'm telling you, it's age. You'll see. Like, I don't.
No, I'm about to enter my prime.
I push myself.
I've got years until I have to deal with that.
I push myself like I'm 20, and I break myself a lot. It's stupid. I understand that.
But
I don't
good,
know.
Though.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm
Because
breaking.
what else would you be doing? Sitting on the couch watching TV?
Yeah, probably.
Eating crap food?
Yeah.
So it's so much better that you're at a climbing gym till 10 p.m. at night.
Can't move both my arms.
And then the next day coming and going, oh, Claire.
Yeah, it's bad. The injuries are insanely bad, though. Anyway, well, let's wrap this up.
Well, it's good that you're still living life.
Yeah, I'm not planning on
quitting anytime soon.
No, I've got to stop doing that. Don't I?
You said that
really
yesterday. You're like,
the audio.
all right. Al is
I'm getting
ADD.
I'm
Out.
starting to fucking. I've reached my peak. How long have we been going? An hour? Fuck
Okay.
it. I'm out. Two-parter. Peace.
Sweet.
Subscribe,
Bye.
idiots. Subscribe or your cat might get hit by a
Subscribe
car.
on the YouTube thing. All you have to do is click. Then it doesn't matter for you anymore, but it matters up for us.
Yeah, we might get a Snap Charger sponsorship.
Or
if you guys
Al needs a
subscribe.
whoop now because he
What do
needs
I
to
need?
work out your sleep.
Oh, yeah. I need a whoop. So can everyone subscribe? We need a whoop. See ya.
Bye.